it's me, Jen. Today, I want to share with you guys some public speaking tips for beginners. The goal is to help any of you guys out there who want to start public speaking. I'll share with you beginning public speaking tips on getting your talk, creating your talk, and delivering your talk. Although I'm a communications consultant by profession and I like to make videos, I am still a beginner at public speaking. It's something that I want to improve on and I'm still learning. So I figured as a beginner, I would start to share my tips with you. So let's get going. Here are my tips. On getting your talk. First, I want to share that public speaking is not about you. It's about the value that you're going to bring to other people. There's usually a psychological roadblock to doing public speaking. A lot of people are anxious about getting on stage, and in fact, public speaking is a very common phobia. But something that helps is to reframe it. Think about it this way. It's about your ideas, it's about your advice, it's about your knowledge. It's about what you as an expert have to bring to people. So for anyone who's nervous about having the spotlight on them, remember, it's about the value that you're going to bring. And we want to hear what you have in here. Next, once you've decided that you actually want to do public speaking, leverage your network to get those public speaking opportunities. When I've talked to friends who do public speaking, they've all told me that at the beginning, they were the ones to put themselves out there in their network, and they themselves found events which they would be good at speaking at and then pitch themselves to those events. Recently, I did a talk in beautiful Helsinki, Finland. In my case, I got this public speaking opportunity in Helsinki because my best friend was hosting the event. She is the founder of Solo, and when I heard that she wanted to do an event for her community of solo entrepreneurs, I volunteered myself immediately, and thankfully, my friend accepted me to do a talk there. So thank you, Lily. Another tip is to pick a topic that you know and love. When people come to hear you speak, it's usually because they want to learn something from you. So pick a subject that you know well and deliver that value to your audience. But you also have to be passionate about the topic too. Pick something that excites you, that lights you up, that you really want to share with people. And this will translate well on stage. People can tell if you're not enthusiastic about a topic. So make sure it's something that you can really get excited about. For me, I'm knowledgeable about personal branding, and I'm super passionate about making personal branding sound authentic and human. And so that's why I picked for my talk, how to brand yourself authentically. The more you know and love something, the more success you'll have at having your talk be accepted and having it be a good one. All right, so you got a talk. Congratulations. How do you prepare for it? On creating your talk, my first piece of advice is to prepare well in advance. Good public speaking requires a lot of preparation. I made the mistake of preparing my talk literally the day in advance and only got 3 hours of sleep. I definitely don't recommend that for anyone. I grossly underestimated how long it was going to take. So don't be like me. Prepare your slides and prepare your script at least a week in advance so that you can feel confident and prepared by the time that you get on stage. Anyway, now that I've admitted my mistake, let's move on to more tips on creating your talk. When creating your talk, you want to start with the why. Begin with why what you're sharing is important. Set the bigger picture context for why your topic is important, and then also tailor it very specifically to your local audience so they feel like you are there for them. For my talk on personal branding, it was an audience of solo entrepreneurs. So what I did was make a case for why personal branding is so important for solo entrepreneurs. Another thing that you're going to want to do is draft an outline with your key points and main takeaways. An outline is absolutely necessary for getting your thoughts to screen and to stage. Without a proper outline and preparation, you could end up rambling and confusing your audience. In preparation for my Helsinki talk, I asked my very good friend, Savannah Peterson, who's an amazing public speaker, for some advice on this front. She told me that it's good to have 3 main points and a key takeaway slide at the end. You don't want to overwhelm your audience, so you don't want to cram it with too much information. So I found that 3 was really great because it was still memorable and digestible. You also want the audience to leave with something actionable that they can actually apply to their lives after they walk out of your talk. So it's nice to provide a main takeaway slide at the end. Another tip is to add personal stories and facts to make your points really come alive. This helps you come across as both relatable and credible. Why do stories work so well? Stories work so well because they're sticky and they're memorable. So when you tell stories, this helps you connect with your audience and it really breathes life into your talk. You also want to use facts such as statistics because then that makes you credible. You can pull from statistics or infographics that are already out there, but just be sure to cite the sources if you do. Now, a note on your slides. Please keep your slide designs simple, easy to read, and visual. You don't want it to have too much text because then the audience is just going to focus on reading your slides and not paying attention to you. A rookie mistake is to cram too much text onto the slides, so it just fills the whole thing. That is because oftentimes people are nervous and they think, I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say. If you prepare for your talk well and in advance, you'll have enough time to know your material well so that you only need minimal text and some pictures on your slides. For pictures to make your slides more visual, I recommend using free stock photos or some of your own photos. A good resource is Pexels.com. Pexels.com is awesome because there are a lot of modern and beautiful stock photos that you can use for free. And for nice slide design templates, I recommend Slides Carnival. Slides Carnival has free and well-designed PowerPoint templates and Google Slides themes as well. Now you may be wondering, oh crap, if I cannot cram all the text on my slides, then how am I supposed to remember everything that I'm gonna say? This is where the speaker or presenter notes section of your slides comes in handy. That way you can prepare detailed notes on what you're gonna say or a script per slide and be confident that you know your stuff in advance. In this example from my talk, you can see how the slide itself was very simply designed, but then I also had speaker notes. Remember, the more prepared you are in advance, the less nervous you'll be on the day of your talk. Okay, so it's the day of the talk. During your talk, what tips can I give you? During your talk, bring your energy, your enthusiasm, and your presence to the stage. Your audience can feel your energy and you can actually control the vibe of the room. Don't be afraid to kick it up a notch and be expressive. Do jumping jacks backstage, have a Red Bull, meditate, do whatever you need to get comfortable and to be present when you actually are on stage. Another tip for during your talk is to connect with your audience by making eye contact and asking them questions. If it's a very large room, then you can use show of hands, blah, blah, blah question just to get people actively involved. Or if it's a smaller audience, you can ask questions and get answers from people directly. During your talk, you want to make sure to make eye contact. Don't just nervously scan around the room, not really looking at anybody because that's super creepy and makes you look like a robot. So for key points during your talk, make sure to really speak directly to somebody This helps you connect with the audience and it helps build trust as well. By making eye contact and asking questions to get to know your audience better, then you can really feel like you have friends in the audience. For me, this makes me a lot less nervous because then I feel like, oh, okay, we're just buddies and I'm just talking to my friends right now. Another super important tip is if you think you forgot something in the talk, don't worry about it. Nobody else is gonna know. It's really not a big deal as long as you hit the key points in your talk. Nobody knows your talk in detail except for you. So if you forget something, don't stress about it. The worst thing that can happen is that you get nervous because you forgot something and then you get flustered and then you can't deliver your talk. So if you forget something, just chill and just keep going. Nobody is going to notice. Something that I learned through trial and error, mainly error, is to not hide behind the podium when you're doing your talk and to have open body language. For my talk in Helsinki, I made the mistake of standing behind the podium, which closed me off, and it also made me not so visible to people who might have been on the far sides of the room. What I learned is, if possible, try to stand in the middle of the room, away from the podium, especially if you have a clicker, and you can even feel free to pace the aisles a little bit if it's somewhere where you can walk, or walk around the stage a little bit so that there are dynamic motions. All right, now if you made it to the end of your talk, congratulations. Remember to thank your audience and also provide ways to stay connected to you. Public speaking is an amazing opportunity to build your network and connect with like-minded people. So you definitely want to provide a way for people to contact you. I'd recommend creating a slide with your social media handles or your email or your website or whatever the best way is for people to reach you. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you found these beginner public speaking tips helpful. If you want to learn more communication tips, life advice, and travel advice, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys. See you guys next time. Bye.